did you think y'all improved the most at in that game as opposed to the last couple of games in the SEC?
I think the first thing that stands out is how we played on second down. That was a big emphasis point going into the game. We had been playing well on first, but second down, the guys really stepped up, and so they had the one over route on second down, but that was about it. So it gave us chances to play in third and long, and get more aggressive.
Obviously, every week in the SEC is a challenge. How different is the challenge this week versus last week, just because of the way Tennessee plays?
Yeah, different personnel, different scheme. You just said it. Every week's its own little unique challenge scenario, and so the guys have to wipe last week. In terms of knowledge. What you'd like them to feel is that energy that they played with. I was really proud of the effort that they displayed, and we're going to need to carry that over. We're going to have to play a really clean game. Guys are going to have to win one-on-ones. They do an unbelievable job pushing the ball downfield, in one-on-one situations, especially jump balls. I think what people don't realize is just how well they run the football. I mean, they are physical up front. I think it's 200 yards a game rushing, and I know it's 300 passing. But everybody thinks about the passing game. They don't realize how physical that 200 yards is. It's not, they're just rushing for 200 because there's huge gaping holes. I mean, there are big holes, but these linemen, the combo blocks are as physical as anybody we've seen all year. The backs run hard. I mean, Bishop is tough to tackle, and they've got three of them, with 9 and 2 as well, and 18. So, and the quarterback's playing at a really, really high level. So, extremely difficult challenge. There's a reason they're a number 5 offense or whatever it is in the country. 500 yards, 44 points a game. I think 34 points a game in SEC play, and it probably should be more. They should have had a couple more last week against Bama, and so huge challenge.
What does it say about that system that they had to switch quarterbacks so late in the offseason? It seems like they haven't really missed a step.
They've got a really strong coaching staff, and they did a great job adapting to him, making him feel comfortable. Obviously, the team had to do a great job, welcoming him with open arms, getting him adjusted, and credit to them.
Tennessee's got 3 receivers on the year with over 450 yards, and they catch all the way to 29 or more receptions in the year. What can you all do to limit the receivers from getting going and getting up to school runs?
Pull the fire alarm the night before. Maybe they come down with the flu. They're as good of a trio. I would put them up with anybody in the country. Like the way they run their routes, the way they attack the football. They're long, they're physical, they're fast. Matthews is, super smooth. Brazel goes up and gets it. Like, you better be strong at the contact point. Like, he's going to battle his tail off. Staley does an unbelievable job in the slot. And I don't know, they must train for marathons because they play the entire game, those 3. And they play full speed, nonstop, and it's really one of the most impressive things that I've seen on film, just how long they play at such a high level. Like, it really is impressive.
Right, you were able to pressure the quarterbacks, especially in the last Saturday. How vital will that be this Saturday because they go at a different tempo?
Yeah, anytime you can pressure the quarterback, that usually leads to positive things. They do a nice job in their pass protection. The quarterback does a nice job in the pocket. Obviously, we just talked about the wideouts and the space they can create both down the field. And so, again, the more pressure you bring, the more, isolated it gets down there. And so, we've got to do a good job. If we bring pressure, we've got to get home and we've got to affect the quarterback in that regard. Because if he's got time, it's a lot of space out there. it's one of those games when you watch the tape, instead of being, 53 and a third yards wide, like it feels like it's 60-yard wide field. Like it just like feels like there's more space when they're playing than everybody else. And so, again, huge challenge. It's the reason that they've been so successful. And so, yeah, it's going to be. Back end's going to have to make some individual plays. Front end's going to have to win some individual one-on-ones, and affect the quarterback. We're going to have to try to get some turnovers, create some short fields. We're going to have to get off on third down when we have an opportunity. And we're going to have to try to match their tempo, with our effort.
Have you seen Ryan Nichols grow as he's kind of had to play more than you guys anticipated with DJ out in the last 5 games?
Yeah, I think he's playing at a really good level right now, and he's first and foremost, he's such an unbelievable young man. Like he comes in every day with an unbelievable attitude. He's always got a smile on his face. He works really hard, both in the film room, in the classroom, and then when he comes out to practice. And so the results are not surprising because of the way he attacks his work.
You guys have been using CJ Works a lot too. Can you just kind of talk on his game and what he's contributed to the team so far this season?
Yeah, I've been proud of CJ, and I know we didn't get was hoping to get him probably a few more reps on Saturday than he got. I thought Q Scott was playing at a really, really high level in that game, and sometimes when you're on a heater, you got to just stay riding it. So, but he shows up every day, really works hard. He knows that he's got a lot of work to do. It's a lot in our defense to grow. And we talk about the outside backer position in general takes, time to really understand the nuances of it, and to come in as a true freshman, to try to dial in on those nuances. It's just going to take time, but he's putting in the time, the effort, and we'll just continue to see him grow. But yeah, still a lot of work to do, in that front, and that's good. That's what you want in a development phase.
Right before that game last week, we had talked about tackling a lot in the perimeter. Did you feel like you got through kind of the message to the guys what you wanted to see?
You're just trying to jinx this whole thing, aren't you? Here's the deal. It's like anything else. Effort, tackling, all those things are a week to week. You're not just going to roll the ball hey, we did it great last week. It's just going to it's not. They have to be intentional in what they do. They have to be intentional in the effort. They have to be intentional in the work they put in, intentional in how they tackle. And I thought they were great in terms of group tackling. I thought they played with confidence. And we talked about that last week, right? Confidence leads, right, to better tackling, because you're just going to shoot your gun, whether you make it or not. The great example, Ryan had one. He fired, shot his shot, didn't get the ball carried to the ground at that moment, but allowed Q to come off of his, make the tackle. TFL, he popped. That's team tackling. That's what we need, and it's got to continue throughout the season. If you just sit there and say, hey, this is going to have to be one-on-one tackles every time, you're not going to, at the end of the day, you're not going to be a great tackling football team. But if you've got multiple hats to the ball, you'll be a much better team that everybody's saying, oh, you guys are tackling better. Well, no, but nobody's thinking about the first miss because we're pinning them down in the exact same spot.
What's the key?
One or two more.
The step that Tavion Gadsden has made this year? Is it just being healthy? Is it something else that kind of has elevated his play out there?
Yeah, I think it's both. I think it's health, and I think it's reps, and it's invested time. Everybody wants to rush development. In an era of transfer portal and right now and microwave society, you can't rush development. It takes reps. It takes time. It takes time in the weight room to get bigger. It takes time to get stronger. It takes time to understand every technique that Coach Stewart's teaching at a D lineman. And then the health piece, and then staying healthy. All of it combined, then you see an end result. everybody just wants the end result right now, and it doesn't work like that. Like, we've got to let these kids grow. And again, there's a lot out there that may not be playing a ton of reps, that in a year or two they're going to be making the same exact strides. And it's trying to get that point across, in this era of, oh, maybe I need to go somewhere else. Maybe I need to, you can't rush it. It takes time.
Very good. All right. Thanks, Red.
Thank you.